Farage has just been giving his reaction to that incident in the European Parliament, including what appears to be a punch-up between two of his party's MEPs. Here's what he had to say a short time ago.
He did, as you know, collapse coming out of the chamber during the voting session and hit the ground pretty hard. He has suffered 2 seizures, one quite major one, which is obviously pretty serious. And he did lose consciousness for a bit, so things were pretty bad. He has had a series of scans, and pleased to say there is no bleeding on the brain. They've not found any clots. He is being kept in overnight for observation. He still has a bit of numbness down the left side of his face, so it has been a pretty serious medical incident. But I'm pleased to say he's sitting up in bed. He's feeling a whole lot better, and I trust that overnight, everything will be okay, and he'll be released tomorrow. I've no doubt he'll be laid up for a little bit after this. He's been through quite a big shock today. As for the events that led up to it, well, it's 2 grown men getting involved in an altercation. It's not very seemly behaviour, but I'm not today going to get involved in the blame game and name names and say who did what, but it shouldn't have happened.
Nigel, you say altercation, but we're talking about a physical fight with punches thrown. Is that correct?
We're talking about a dispute that finished up physically. Yeah.
What's going to happen to the man involved?
Well, as I say, I'm not going to do the blame game today, but we will, as a party, as we always do it properly, have an inquiry and come to a conclusion.
Another mess for you.
Well, it never looks good. I mean, it makes us look like, you see third world parliaments where this sort of thing happens. It's not good. It shouldn't have happened.
Can you confirm the identity of the man who threw the punch?
No, I didn't actually see it myself. I have my suspicions, but as I say,
the reports that
today,
it was Mike Hookham.
Today, I'm not going to get involved in the blame game. We've got a colleague who was in a very bad place a few hours ago. I mean, so much so that a few of us thought, is he actually going to make it? So I just, for the moment, for his sake and his family's sake, want to say thank God that he is getting better.
Do you know what sparked
Is there a criminal investigation here? Is there any danger of the French police coming?
Well, for an investigation to take place, there would need to be a complaint. No complaints have been made.
And you don't think there will be one?
I don't believe there'll be any complaints at all.
What was the purpose of the dispute?
Oh, I don't think today's the day to think about that, and I think that'll be, a decision that he will have to take in time. But
clear on the timeline. When did this happen?
The incident occurred.
Was this in the UKIP morning event?
This was in the UKIP MEPs meeting, which we started at 10 o'clock pretty much on the dot. So we're probably looking at about 10:05 when the incident occurred, and Mr. Woolf collapsed, I would say, at about 12:20, 25, something like that.
Why were you not there to witness the altercation?
Well, I was in the room, but what happened slightly outside of it. But I was physically close to it, but didn't actually see it.
Is Stephen going to make a full recovery? How are things looking?
Well, I think things look a lot better now than they did a few hours ago. As I say, they haven't found bleeding on the brain. They haven't found any clots. That's what they're looking for. At the moment, things look a lot better.
Whoever's involved, are you going to be pursuing this, taking action as a party, and in what form?
Well, we as a party will take every incident, every disciplinary incident seriously. I have to confess we've not had one like this, of this nature before, but, we will have an inquiry into this and decide what to do. But as I say, today is more about the fact that this guy has been in a bad place and he's getting better.
You told us yesterday it was a terrible day for the party.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the week
Well,
now?
it's been an extraordinary week for somebody that had walked away from the leadership and now finds himself back in the middle of all of this. It's not exactly where I want to be. It's not exactly where UKIP need to be. Look, come on. It isn't very grown up, is it? What's happened is not good. Okay.
Nigel Farage, not very grown up, and as he said, more something you might expect out of a third world parliament. An altercation between the man in the picture there, Stephen Woolf, hoping to be perhaps the next leader of the party, and another member of the European Parliament from his own party. What appeared to be punches exchanged this morning. Mr. Woolf ended up in hospital. Nigel Farage just saying no bleeding on the brain, no clots, but a nasty shot to him, and he is being held in hospital overnight for further observation. And as he said, will probably be out of things for a few days, recovering from what he described as a very nasty shock and not very grown-up behaviour by two MEPs. More on that story coming up. Right now, let me tell you about the former Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio